What's up guys, welcome to today's video. We have an exciting video to film. This is the first property that we are buying in 6 months. So this deal came up, it was a for sale by owner deal that we've been working for the last couple weeks. This is one of the hardest negotiations that I've dealt with before. The previous owner, he's actually still the owner. We're actually just doing an inspection walkthrough right now, so we haven't technically closed on it. But he's a 77-year-old man, owned a couple rentals in his lifetime, had it listed for like 5 months, and he originally listed at $340,000 in September, I think, and we worked him down from basically $255,000 to $245,000. And then he got down to $225,000, and we finally agreed on a price of $220,000 for this property here in Mesa, Arizona. It's 1974, so it is on the older end, but in decent condition. It has been a rental since 2008 for him. He picked this property up at like $68,000, so he got a good deal on it. And the biggest battle with him was not that we were competing with other offers. It was the fact that he wanted a certain price point, and if he didn't get that price point, he was just gonna re-rent it. But based on our conversations that we've had, which is why I always try to go face to face with the person, I will never negotiate over the phone if I know I can meet him up in person. So before I even talk numbers on the property, I asked him to meet us out here, and this was probably about 2 weeks ago. When he wanted $252,000 for it, and I needed it for $215,000 essentially. So we were quite off, and I knew that he wasn't going to accept the offer right away. But regardless, I wanted to walk the property. I wanted to get to know him in person, kind of build some rapport that way, which always helps tremendously. Because we're young guys, and they always appreciate that when we're transparent with them. And his biggest struggle that he had through the last 4 months is he's been under contract 4 different times, but every single one of those contracts has been a wholesaler. And like I've said in previous videos, wholesalers lately, especially with the market shift, have made it very difficult and almost given cash buyers a bad reputation, because they say they're cash buyers, and every single one of those wholesalers canceled the deal. They dragged them along through the escrow process. The most recent one, he told me, he said they didn't even open escrow. They didn't even deposit an earnest money deposit. So he just kind of been through the ringer the last couple months, and I think that's why he just finally just gave in and was like, screw it, I'm so done with this, like $220,000 will do it. My biggest pitch to him was, hey, listen, like, this is what happened to you previously. I know exactly how that happened to you. It sucks, but we are the end buyers. And the biggest thing that sealed the deal is I guaranteed a hard earnest money deposit, which sometimes you have to do. And a hard EMD basically means it's non-refundable to the buyer, and it goes directly to the seller once escrow is open. And that just basically confirms, or at least comforts the seller of the property, that at least if it falls out of contract, they have some sort of money to make it worth it to them. So we're giving him $10,000 of a non-refundable earnest money deposit that he will get right away, to just basically guarantee that, hey, we're gonna stick through this to the end. We know what we got here. We know what we got into. We passed the inspection period. Everything's good to go. We're gonna close on it at $220. You don't have to worry about anything. So he was happy with that. A couple days of back and forth with actual contract stuff, because he was very particular about the contracts and everything we used. So that was a little bit of a difficult part, but it's so far been like a fun, like, it's great how we found the deal, for sale by owner. It wasn't like, hey, this is what we're offering. Like, it was back and forth plenty of times. It was me following up with this seller multiple times with no responses. And that's the biggest thing I learned from this is, you don't feel like, as a buyer of a property, especially as a flipper, like, don't feel like you're annoying the person, because sometimes they're still indecisive, sometimes they're busy, sometimes they don't, or they forget to respond, or sometimes they don't want to respond right away, and you just have to catch them. At the end of the day, it's all a timing game. You just have to catch them at the right time of day. Maybe they had like a realization, like, dang, I'm 77 years old, or he had a talk with his wife randomly, and all of a sudden I text him, I'm on top of his mind, and he's like, all right, you know what? I haven't responded to him, but like maybe this is the right decision for me. So I stayed very on top of the whole situation. I think that's what sealed the deal for us. So now that that's out of the way, let's actually give you guys a tour. We're currently walking through it right now, kind of testing the AC and the heater. Cool thing about this property, 2-year-old roof, 2-year-old AC unit. The heat's working great right now. It's very cold outside and we're already getting some heat in here. Now those are the two big plus sides or upsides to this. Another upside is it's a non-HOA community on a very big lot. So as you guys can see, the lot, I can't remember, I think it's 7,000 square feet, but it's really well maintained. Very easy landscape. It's got some good curb appeal, very big driveway with an RV gate right over here. Another downside to this property, the two biggest downsides is the immediate neighborhood. This is a weird neighborhood. It's a combination of site-built homes and then mobile homes. So as you guys can see, this is site-built, but then you go over to our neighbor right here, and this is a mobile home over here. So it's an interesting combination. It's not the nicest neighborhood immediately, but then when you go outside of the subdivision, it's beautiful. You got a Costco, well-maintained shopping center, all that stuff. So that'll be a big plus side. The second biggest downside to this is the functionality of the floor plan. This is obviously an addition, it's a step down. We figured that before we even got into this property. This used to be a garage, I wanna say. They built it out. They didn't go through the whole process of adding ductwork. What they did is they threw a wall unit in here. Our first thing we're gonna do is get rid of this wall unit, patch it up. We're gonna add ducting over here for heating and cooling, so it does count as square footage. And then another plus side here, this is an additional, I believe, 50 to 60 square foot of storage, but we're gonna do the same thing. It has attic space, so we can tap into the ducting. It's a big enough AC and heating unit that it will cover this additional square feet, no problem. We're gonna add ducting in here, capture another 60 square feet on the county records for square footage over here. But the biggest functionality issue is this is the only way to the backyard, and this would be a great bedroom, but like I said, it is technically a walkway to not only the outside, but to the laundry room as well. So the functionality here lacks a little bit, but it does make up in the actual square footage of the property at about 1,325 square feet, I believe, after we capture this. So that's really cool. It'll be for a nice family. We are gonna get rid of this, open it up a little bit. This is all just super easy. Not even any cabinets here. We got two electrical things we have to cap off. Take this down, make sure it's non-support, make sure it's not a support beam, but I'm pretty confident it's not. We're gonna get all new cabinets in here. We have a budget for it. And then another issue that we're gonna run into, but we already figured it out, is this is the primary bedroom. So it's like the master primary, you're not supposed to say master anymore, but so this is like the primary bedroom because it has an ensuite, but it doesn't have a shower. So it's very interesting because it's the only bathroom attached to a bedroom with no shower. And what we want to do is, what our plan is it's a little too narrow right here to be able to slide a walk-in shower here. So we're probably going to have to shrink this cabinet down from a 48 inch to a 36 inch, shift over the toilet about a foot, which may seem easy, but it's very difficult because it's already plumbed directly under here. So moving it over a foot is actually going to be quite costly, but then we can fit a nice 36 inch width walk-in shower right over here and make it a true 2-2, which will be really nice for the resale value. Because right now, this wouldn't really slide. I think we'd drop about $50,000 in ARV if we did not add an additional shower in here. Because then the only actual functional full bathroom is this one right here. But this one we're gonna leave as a tub. We're gonna probably get rid of this vanity. It's a little bit run down. And if we have the budget for it, might as well. It'll look way cleaner during showings. Everything here is just staying the exact same. Obviously, we're gonna get probably new fog windows. Obviously, redo the shower, everything like that. And then you have an additional bedroom right here. Pretty straightforward. The bedroom right here. And then I guess if you wanted to consider this a bedroom as well, you should be able to, no problem. Let's go to the backyard. A little RV parking back here, which will be really nice. Nice little backyard, so well taken care of. This is all fresh plywood, fresh 2x4s, fresh beams, except for that right there is a little rundown. Probably sand it up, clean it up a little bit. Brick construction. You guys can see the AC right there. These are all single pane windows, so we don't have the budget for that, but I think in this type of neighborhood and the price point we're selling it for, we shouldn't have a problem or any resistance on that. Now let's talk some numbers for you guys. We are under contract, like I said, at $220,000, which is like 6 months ago to get a single family detached house for $220,000. no matter where you were buying it, is like unheard of. Now prices are dropping a little bit, but still for a single family detached house in this condition in the low 200s is still really, really good. So we plan on listing it around $300,000, which leaves us with a decent amount of margin with a $30,000 budget on here. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully we can, the biggest struggles will be making it as functional as possible, this property, so when people walk through it, they can see themselves living there, and then staying within budget as well, which is always a challenge because things come up. This is not a super old house, so we're not going to run into too much of that stuff, but overall, I'm super excited to kind of get back into it. It's been a while since we've renovated. It's been a while since we've bought, like I said, but thank you guys so much for watching. I'll keep you guys updated on this. This is a very quick close. We went under contract today, which is the 21st of December, and we're closing on the 27th of December. So less than a week close, but we're moving fast. This is what the seller wanted and requested. Like I said, it was a battle, so we had to give as best terms as possible to get that purchase price as low as possible. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys soon.